We are living in the most distracted generation in human history, yet most people do not even realize it. Every morning, before our feet touch the floor, our hands reach for our phones. A single message turns into endless scrolling. One video leads to another. Minutes become hours without warning. We sit down with plans to study, work, or improve ourselves, but within moments our attention drifts away. Our minds jump from social media to memories, from worries to entertainment, from dreams to fears. By the end of the day, we feel tired, yet strangely unfulfilled, because we were busy all day but focused on nothing. This constant distraction is not an accident. Modern technology is designed to capture and hold your attention. Every notification, every sound, every colorful icon is carefully engineered to keep you coming back. Companies make billions by keeping you mentally hooked. Your attention has become a product, and slowly, without noticing, you have lost control over it. Your ability to concentrate, to think deeply, to work patiently, and to stay present has weakened over time. Long ago, human beings needed scattered attention to survive. Our ancestors had to watch for danger, listen for threats, and stay alert to every movement in nature. A wandering mind kept them alive. But today, that same wandering mind is destroying our productivity, our creativity, and our peace. Instead of protecting us, it now traps us in endless distraction. We are surrounded by comfort and information, yet we feel restless and empty. Scientists have discovered that every time you switch tasks, your brain pays a price. When you check your phone while studying, when you answer messages during work, when you open multiple tabs at once, your brain must reset again and again. This reset takes time and energy. Research shows that after one interruption, it can take more than 20 minutes to fully regain focus. Now imagine how many times you are interrupted each day. No wonder you feel mentally exhausted. Over time, this habit trains your brain to be weak. Just like muscles shrink without exercise, your attention shrinks without training. The more you multitask, the worse you become at deep thinking. The more you avoid boredom, the more uncomfortable silence feels. You become addicted to stimulation. Peace becomes unfamiliar. Stillness feels uncomfortable. And focus feels impossible. But here is the truth. You were not born this way. You were trained to be distracted. There is nothing wrong with your intelligence. There is nothing wrong with your potential. There is nothing wrong with your dreams. The problem is that your mind has been conditioned to run in 1,000 directions at once, and a divided mind can never create an extraordinary life. Yet, for thousands of years, wise people understood something that modern society has forgotten. They knew that power does not come from doing many things at once. It comes from doing one thing with full presence. In ancient Japanese Zen tradition, this idea is called Ichigyo-Zammai. It means giving your entire attention to a single action. It means being fully here, fully now, without mental noise. When you practice Ichigyo-Zammai, you stop living on autopilot. You stop rushing through moments. You stop half working and half living. Instead, you begin to experience life deeply. When you study, you are only studying. When you listen, you are only listening. When you work, you are only working. Nothing else exists in that moment. This concept may sound simple, but it is powerful. It goes against everything modern culture teaches. Society tells you to multitask, to be busy, to answer instantly, to always stay connected. Ichigyo-Zammai tells you to slow down, disconnect, and focus. Society rewards speed. Ichigyo-Zammai rewards depth. To understand how this principle can change a life, consider the story of a young student named Alex. Alex was intelligent and ambitious. He dreamed of studying at a top university and becoming a successful engineer. He loved technology and innovation. He imagined himself building great things. But his reality was different. His grades were average. His concentration was weak. His confidence was low. Every day, Alex planned to study seriously, and every day he failed. He sat at his desk with good intentions, but soon his phone stole his attention. Messages, videos, games, and notifications pulled him away. His thoughts wandered to the future. He imagined success instead of working for it. He dreamed instead of doing. His notebooks remained empty. His assignments were rushed. His exams were disappointing. Friends laughed at his goals. Some teachers doubted him. Even his parents worried about his future. Inside, Alex felt frustrated. He knew he was capable of more, but he did not know how to access that power. He was trapped in a cycle of distraction and regret. And this is where his journey truly began. After months of frustration and self-doubt, Alex finally reached a breaking point. One afternoon, after receiving another disappointing test result, he sat alone in his room, staring at the paper in silence. It was not just a bad grade. It was proof, once again, that he was wasting his potential. He felt tired of feeling average, tired of disappointing his parents, tired of watching others move forward while he stayed behind. For the first time, he admitted something to himself. He could not fix this alone. He needed guidance. The next day, after school, Alex gathered his courage and went to see his mathematics teacher, Mr. Hayashi. Unlike other teachers who rushed through lessons and shouted to control the class, Mr. Hayashi was calm and composed. He spoke softly, listened carefully, and never seemed stressed. There was something different about him. Students respected him without fear. When Alex knocked on his door, his heart was beating fast. He was afraid of being judged, but he was more afraid of staying the same. He told the teacher everything. He spoke about his dreams, his failures, his lack of focus, and his constant distractions. He admitted that his mind felt out of control. Mr. Hayashi listened without interrupting. When Alex finished, the teacher asked a few simple questions. How many tabs do you keep open? Where is your phone when you study? Do you think about other things while working? With every answer, Alex realized how careless he had been with his attention. Mr. Hayashi smiled gently and told him about his childhood in Japan. He explained how his grandfather had taught him the art of presence. He wrote 2 words on a piece of paper, Ichigyo-Zammai. He explained that it meant complete immersion in one action, not rushing, not multitasking, not dividing the mind, just total focus. He compared it to losing yourself in a game or a movie, that deep state where time disappears. That state is called flow. Most people experience it accidentally. Ichigyo-Zammai teaches you to enter it intentionally. The teacher also explained the science behind it. He spoke about how focused attention strengthens the brain, how every time you resist distraction, you build mental discipline, how bringing the mind back is not failure, but training. He told Alex that distraction is natural, the real skill is returning. Before Alex left, Mr. Hayashi gave him several articles and one final piece of advice. Do not fight your thoughts. Observe them, then gently return to your work. That night, Alex read until late. He learned how the brain loses energy when switching tasks. He learned how short, intense focus sessions followed by mindful breaks could rebuild concentration. He learned how environment controls behavior. A messy space creates a messy mind. A clean space creates clarity. For the first time, everything made sense. The next afternoon, Alex decided to change his routine completely. When he arrived home, he did not grab his phone. Instead, he placed it in another room. He turned off notifications. He cleaned his desk. He closed unnecessary tabs. He prepared only what he needed. He set a timer for 25 minutes. He sat down, closed his eyes, took 3 deep breaths, and began. The first session was torture. His mind screamed for entertainment. He felt uncomfortable, restless, bored. Every few seconds he wanted to quit. Hi. S. hand almost reached for his phone many times, but he remembered the teacher's words. Observe. Return. So he noticed the urge. He smiled quietly, and he brought his attention back, again and again and again. During that first session, he lost focus more than 10 times. But he did not give up. When the timer rang, he felt strangely proud. He had survived 25 minutes without distraction. In the second session, it became slightly easier. In the third, something incredible happened. His thoughts slowed down. His breathing became calm. His mind stopped jumping. He entered a deep state of concentration. When the timer ended, he was shocked. He had completed more work in 1 hour than he usually did in several days. For the first time in his life, Alex felt in control of his mind. From that day forward, he followed the same ritual every afternoon. Phone away, clean desk, deep breaths, timer, total focus, no excuses, no shortcuts. Some days were harder than others. Sometimes he failed, sometimes he got distracted. But he never quit. He learned that discipline is not about perfection. It is about returning. Slowly, his attention grew stronger. His study sessions became deeper. His memory improved. His understanding increased. Subjects that once felt impossible now felt manageable. Confidence replaced fear. But Alex did not stop there. He began applying Ichigyo-Zammai to everything. When he ate, he focused on eating. He tasted every bite. When he listened, he truly listened. When he walked, he noticed his surroundings. When he spoke with intention. He stopped living on autopilot. He realized that for years he had been physically present but mentally absent. Now he was fully alive. His friends noticed the change. He spent less time wasting hours online. He said no to unnecessary distractions. Some people thought he had become distant, but Alex knew the truth. He had become focused. His grades began to rise steadily. Teachers praised his improvement. His parents were amazed. The boy who once struggled to pass was now leading his class. Most importantly, Alex understood something powerful. Success is not about motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Success is about systems, about routines, about protecting your attention every single day. He was no longer waiting for inspiration. He had built discipline, and this discipline was preparing him for something greater. By the time Alex finished high school, he was no longer the distracted boy who struggled to focus for even a few minutes. He had become someone new. His habits were strong. His mind was disciplined. His confidence was real. Through daily practice, he had learned that attention is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And now, that skill was about to take him into a much bigger world. When Alex entered university, he quickly realized that talent alone was not enough. Everyone around him was intelligent. Everyone had been successful in school. The competition was intense. The workload was overwhelming. Many students who had once been top performers now felt lost. They stayed up late scrolling on their phones. They procrastinated. They panicked before exams. They burned out. Alex did not. Not because he was smarter than them, but because he had something they did not: control over his attention. Every day, he followed his ritual. Before studying, he cleaned his space. He removed distractions. He took deep breaths. He focused completely. When his mind wandered, he gently brought it back, over and over again, assignment after assignment, project after project. While others waited for motivation, Alex relied on systems. While others crammed at the last moment, Alex worked consistently. While others complained about stress, Alex managed it with presence. Slowly, his reputation grew. Professors noticed his dedication. Group partners admired his reliability. He never rushed. He never missed details. He never wasted time. He treated every task as a practice of Ichigyo-Zammai. 4 years passed quickly. Alex graduated with honors. Soon after, he entered the professional world as a junior programmer. Once again, he faced pressure, deadlines, and competition. Many new employees struggled to adapt. They felt overwhelmed. They made careless mistakes. They lost focus in meetings. They felt anxious. Alex stayed calm. At work, he applied the same principle. When he coded, he coded. When he attended meetings, he listened fully. When he learned new skills, he gave them his complete attention. He did not multitask. He did not rush. He did not pretend to be busy. He was truly productive. Within 2 years, he was promoted. 3 years later, he became a senior developer. By his late 20s, he was leading teams. People often asked him, "How are you so consistent? How do you never burn out?" He always answered honestly, "I'm not special. I just protect my attention." Behind his success was not luck. It was neuroscience. Scientists have shown that regular mindfulness and focus practice physically change the brain. The areas responsible for planning, discipline, and emotional control become stronger. The part of the brain responsible for wandering thoughts becomes quieter. Neural connections become faster and more efficient. Every time Alex returned his focus, he was strengthening his brain. Every time he resisted distraction, he was building mental muscle. This is why Ichigyo-Zammai works. It is not magic. It is training. Just like lifting weights builds the body, focused attention builds the mind. But over time, Alex realized something even deeper. Ichigyo-Zammai was not only improving his career, it was improving his life. He enjoyed meals more. He laughed more deeply. He listened more carefully. He appreciated small moments. He no longer rushed through days. He experienced them. He noticed how many people around him were physically alive but mentally absent. They ate without tasting. They talked without listening. They worked without meaning. They lived without awareness. They were busy but empty. Alex was focused and fulfilled. Research supports this too. Studies show that people who practice mindfulness report higher levels of happiness, lower stress, and better relationships. Why? Because happiness is not found in more possessions, more money, or more followers. It is found in presence. When you are present, ordinary moments become meaningful. Simple things become beautiful. Life feels richer. Years later, Alex began teaching Ichigyo-Zammai to his team members. He helped young employees who struggled with distraction and anxiety. He showed them how to build focus. He taught them rituals. He taught them discipline. He taught them presence. And he saw miracles happen. Average workers became excellent. Stressed workers became calm. Confused workers became confident. Not because they changed their personalities, because they changed their attention. And this is the truth most people never hear. Success does not come from having more time. Everyone has the same 24 hours. Success comes from using time with intention. It does not come from being the smartest. It comes from being the most present. It does not come from rushing. It comes from focusing. Your life is made of moments. And if you are absent in those moments, you are absent from your own life. You can spend years dreaming, or you can start practicing. You can keep scrolling, or you can start focusing. You can keep waiting, or you can begin now. Put your phone away. Take a breath. Choose one task. Give it your full attention, one thing at a time. Total presence. That is the path to mastery. That is the path to success. That is the path to a meaningful life.